More than a century and a half before grapevines were planted in California. The pioneers of the mid-1800s also found in Florida a land rich in natural resources. The Central Florida Ridge, distinguished by its rolling terrain and abundance of lakes, quickly established itself as an agricultural base. Florida's great potential lied in the development of adaptive bunch grapes and improved varieties of the native muscadine. We welcome you to Lakeridge Winery. Seeking to re-establish wine growing in Central Florida, and inspired by his family's agricultural history and his father's love of winemaking, Gary Cox chose the Central Florida Ridge to establish Lakeridge Winery and Vineyards.
Both of my grandparents were in agriculture. We think we're doing a better job now than perhaps he did, but we've probably got a lot better equipment now than he had too. When we came down to this area, we looked at a good number of areas around here, and there was a lot of land for sale at that point in time, having been frozen out in the citrus freezes. And this one where you had the view across the top of this hill, not only was it something that we felt would be good for growing grapes, but it also was a nice, pleasant place to work too. So that helped a lot in terms of figuring out where we wanted to actually locate our winery. Certainly what the advantage of the wine business, as far as I'm concerned, is we get to see our customers come in. They go through our tour. We show people a lot about how wine is made, how we're making wine. They get a free tasting that lets them try our wines. And then if it's something that pleases them, then we get to see a customer go out very pleased with the purchase that they've made.
Come a few years later when we actually went into the wine business. Our goal for the guests as they come through the winery is that they're educated on the entire winemaking process, from the planting of the vineyard, the harvest, the wine production, and the best part is the end of the tour when they get to taste the wines and pick out their favorite. It's nice when guests fill out surveys and they tell us that they've been through wineries all over the world and they learn the most here. That's pretty special. We produce so many wines because I think we have to. Everybody enjoys something different, different tastes and flavors. We kind of run the whole gamut from red to white, dry to sweet, sparkling wine, a port, a cream sherry. And everybody likes something different, and I think that's okay. You know, 20 or 30 years ago, they told you that you had to have white wine with fish and chicken, and you had to have a dry red wine with meat. And I say, why don't you just drink what you like and eat what you like, and you'll probably be pretty happy with your meal. We chose Clermont for the site of Lakeridge Winery because it's a beautiful part of Florida. The rolling hills surrounded by lakes. The people in this community have embraced us the entire time we've been here, and that's always extremely important. And when you look around, you think, what's not to like?
Establishing a vineyard is a labor-intensive task. Once the land is properly prepared, posts and wire, the framework of the vineyard trellis, must be set, and an irrigation system provided to supply needed moisture.
We use a drip irrigation system, and also on some varieties we use a micro spray. Both of those are designed to use very small amounts of water. In fact, in terms of our conservation efforts, we use probably something less than 1/10 the amount that if this land had home sites on it. So we feel that we're being good conservators of the natural resources that we do have here in Florida. We are fortunate that the types of grapes that we grow, we don't have to use insecticides. Shakes off the grapes, and very quickly we have them back, so we're processing them just as quickly as we can get them out of the field. They go from that point on that sheep completely takes over, and we all have a sigh of relief that we've gotten everything out of the field and got it where we can take care of it a whole lot better than what we do with having to conform to whatever nature gives us out here.
Once the grapes arrive at the winery, they're weighed, inspected, tested, and undergo careful scrutiny by the winemaker.
The winemaking process begins when the grapes arrive from the vineyards, some from our own vineyards and also others from around the state of Florida that we contract with. They are immediately crushed and pressed into juice. The white juice goes immediately into tanks where we start the fermentation and add sugar in order to create a wine that has about 12% alcohol. The red grapes are crushed and sent directly to a tank, all the skins and seeds combined, where they ferment on the skins to extract the red color from the skins for about 2 days. The fermentation on the reds is already ongoing. Generally speaking, either white or red wines take about 4 to 6 weeks to complete the fermentation. Once the wine is in a finished format, we're just continuing to test it on a monthly basis to make sure that it's protected while it's in the tanks awaiting bottling. And then just prior to bottling, when we do our finishing ingredients, we'll test the wine again to make sure that it meets our profile for the particular wine that we're going to be bottling.
This painstaking process is part of a strong commitment to excellence in the winemaking art, reflected in the quality of all Lakeridge wines and in the dedication of the people who make them. The original American wine from our southern heritage is of the native muscadine grape. This is the legacy Lakeridge Winery continues, rooted in a living history and passed on through family traditions.
The world, as far as I'm concerned, and I've seen a fair amount of it. So we thoroughly enjoy our relationship here in Lake County.